We now go on to public comment. Anyone who's in the audience who wishes to speak, now is your opportunity to come up to the front here to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. And speakers will be limited to 2 minutes to deliver their comments. Kevin keeps track of the time. At 1:45, he'll raise his hand, and I'd ask that you wrap up your comments at that time. Those speaking are asked to conduct themselves in a respectful manner as they deliver their comments. Audience members are asked to refrain from reacting to comments, and the City Council will not respond directly to comments in this venue or take immediate action in response to them. So with that, we'll open the floor up. Anyone who's in the audience that wishes to speak, please come up to the microphone, state your name and address, and your comment. Yes, ma'am.
Melissa Zimmerman, 2525 Stony Creek Drive. Good evening. Tonight, I wanted to share how the East Side Corridor directly impacts my family. The research is clear. Noise pollution can significantly increase stress levels, leads to mental health issues, and increases the risk of a heart attack sevenfold. For families like mine who are already vulnerable, this is a very real concern. My husband has already survived a heart attack. Doctor said he shouldn't have survived it. He likely won't survive another. In addition to the risk to my husband, my children's mental health already suffers. We are not strangers to a mental health crisis. Every day is a fight to keep my children here on earth. The relentless noise will only worsen these struggles. It affects more than just the ability to function day to day. It puts strain on the already overburdened mental health system here that so many families rely on. The impacts aren't hypothetical. They are immediate, severe, and life-threatening for us. I urge you to consider the health risks for all residents near the proposed corridor, especially those of us with pre-existing vulnerabilities. I wouldn't wish our challenges on any other family. There are ways to move forward with this project while minimizing harm. I ask the council to explore alternatives such as rerouting away from established neighborhoods to protect residents most affected. Just 1,200 feet offers so many benefits. The project is important, but so is ensuring that we aren't sacrificing the health and well-being of our community in the process. Lastly, I strongly encourage continued public engagement as the project moves forward. Families like mine need to have our voices heard because our health and safety truly depends on your decisions. I hope we can find a solution that protects both the well-being of its residents and the benefits of our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on down, Gary.
If the mic shuts off on me, can I keep talking also?
I do.
That's a good question, Gary. Kevin's pretty strict.
I spent 2 hours last night cutting this from 2 minutes 40 seconds to 2 minutes 15. So I'll do my best. Gary Jones, 995 Ridge Road. I sent you a draft of a potential deer plan. Lots of hours, phone calls, and travel. Length of the hunt is the one big difference between the Owatonna hunt and many successful Metro programs. Metro programs, one of them successful for 30 years, hunt on 2 3-day weekends, one in October, one in November. Owatonna hunts for 56 straight days. The Metro programs close and or barricade their parks during these hunts to ensure public safety, while Owatonna says the parks are open and to enjoy the parks. The Metro programs are successful because the deer are surprised. They take a 3-week break and they surprise them again. 2 directors cannot for the life of them figure out what we're doing for 56 days. Owatonna deer get wise to the long hunt, and other directors say our length is too long and ineffective. But the Metro programs also eliminate the liability for hunter error by closing the parks and dictating the hours that hunters are there. Metro programs control the hunt. Owatonna's hunt is hunter-controlled, turning the parks over to bow hunters for 8 weeks. No idea when they're there, and the public doesn't know either. The Metro programs take responsibility for public safety. Owatonna somewhat hopes no one will get hurt. One of the Ramsey County program requires 300 feet between a stand and the park boundary to keep the hunt from leaching into residential neighborhoods, where we have them 35 feet from a path at Leo Rudolph, 150 feet from a house in Mineral Springs, 80 feet from a disc golf launch pad. We don't take proper risk aversion. Metro programs eliminate stand liability because stands go up the night before the hunt and are removed the last day of each 3-day hunt, and the parks are closed. We get rid of all of our liability with these 2 3-day hunts. It's not what I was expecting when I dug into this stuff. Owatonna leaves ladders up for 56 days. And Park and Rec was told the hunters must take the bottom section of their climbing sticks with them, but it was left off the app. So it's up in the air as far as how it's going to shake out there. Scrap the 56-day hunt, have 2 3-day weekend hunts, close the parks, eliminating hunter and stand liability. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Gary. Just I'll acknowledge we received your email. It's a lot to look at, so we'll review that. So thank you for sending that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kurt Walker, 2045 Deer Trail Lane, Northeast. We had purchased the Sherwood Heights subdivision a while back, or the remaining lots in the Sherwood Heights subdivision, with the intent on building homes in there to finish up that subdivision. We started to permit homes in there, and in meeting with engineering, at some point, either the plat was filed without meeting council approval of a drainage plan, or engineering, sometime in the last 20 plus years, lost the drainage plan. Now we're being made responsible to recreate that drainage plan on an 80% complete development, which creates some serious problems when the drainage plan has been ignored in everything else that's been done there. Now I understand that there's some talk about a policy, something to reimburse us for some of these extra engineering costs. But yet, I don't know any details of that. I've got plans ready to go to put houses on lots in that subdivision, but I'm hesitant to do that because will this policy pay for costs we've incurred retroactively or not? What are the details? When's the policy going to be taken care of? And how is this going to happen? Because we're being subjected to a lot of extra costs when we're trying to put homes in Owatonna. And as Troy stated in his report, we're at a very anemic 8 this year so far. I've got 1 in for permit because it's sold, so I'm going through what I got to do there. I've got 3 models drawn and ready to go, yet for sale models, yet I'm not going to permit them if I know I'm not going to get reimbursed for those costs. So we need to put our money where our mouth is, keep planning and zoning and engineering from working against each other and try to create homes in Owatonna and come up with a common sense, middle of the road approach to achieve both items. Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt. Anyone else in the audience wish to speak this evening? Not, then we'll go on to council comments. And first up tonight is Doug.
Hey, 2 times in a row. Just a quick follow-up on our meeting with council members, Svenby, myself. Just a thank you to Engineer Murphy, Administrator Bussey, and Chief Mundale for being at that meeting. Had 6 or 8 of the folks show up, and I appreciate them being involved, letting us know what's going on up there, and just encourage them to stay in touch with the chief and keep an eye on things for us. So thank you to them. Thank you to all you.
Thank you, Doug. Nate.
Well, in an effort to not violate the direct comment on a public comment question, I will say that we did have a lengthy conversation about anomaly properties in town that have drainage questions or issues, and we we have a pretty serious idea of how we're going to resolve that, has been discussed. So more to come on that with particulars, but.
We can discuss that. Thank you, Nate. Dave?
Nothing to add tonight.
Dan?
Nothing more.
Kevin?
Yeah, 21 days from now, we will have Election Day. Early voting is going on right now. The first of our, what do I want to say, not debate. Forum, thank you, took place on Monday. So I would encourage the citizens, if you're not sure who you are going to vote for, if in regards to city council, school board elections, I would go on Owatonna Live and watch the candidates, listen to the questions, listen to their answers, and I think that this is a great way to really determine who you would like to vote for. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Kevin. Brent?
Just want to echo Mr. Bulkey's comments in regards to the comprehensive plan. Just thanks the staff for all their time they put into it, and more importantly, the community members that provided input into the plan. It's a great document for us to help guide our future for the next 20-plus years. So thanks again, everyone, for your input.
Well said, thank you, Brent. Mayor?
Nothing to add.
Nothing to you. Chris Boosie, our city administrator. You've been so quiet tonight.
I know I have been quiet, so I have just one thing.
One thing.
I'm very excited to introduce our brand-new finance director, Emily Burns. Emily, will you stand up? She hails from Kansas, and she started on October 7th, and we're very excited to have her and looking forward to many years with her as we go forward.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Welcome, Emily.
Yes.
Good to be here.
All right, I guess that wraps us up then. So I don't know how this is going to go tonight, but I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. We never know how this might go, so they like to play with me, so.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Doug makes a motion to adjourn. Do I hear a second?
I got to go back to work, so second.
And I'm sure there's no discussion, so all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're done.